What's up, guys? Welcome back to Black Star Anime, the anime community's voice of reason. I'm Cody.
And I'm Manny.
And you're watching Let's Talk Anime. In this episode of Let's Talk Anime, we're going to be talking about the spring 2016 season and what you should still be watching. First up, we're going to be covering some things that we dropped. And since it is a drop, we're just going to keep it super short. Like 5 words. To explain why you dropped it. So, what's the first one on our drop list?
First one on the list is going to be 100. I gave it its Friday in court. I watched 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's got all the tropes. So if you like all the standard anime tropes, maybe you will like it. But it's super into the ecchi. They're in the school. They're doing superpowers. They got the boy that looks like a girl but acts like a girl, but he's a boy.
Kill me. Cookie cutter, tropes, ecchi, superpower, school. Done. Next one.
Next on the list is Cerberus. This one I thought looked cool. It's a revenge story. They're going to fight the dragon.
It did bait and switch.
Oh man, the dragon looks whack. The main character was cool halfway through the first episode, and he just became a brat, and I wasn't feeling any of it. None of the characters were that cool. The designs weren't even looking cool.
Booty.
Yeah. It lost me completely.
No. Next on drop list is Endride.
Man. This is almost worse than Cerberus.
No!
They introduced a lot of characters in the first 2 episodes, and I didn't like any of them. None of them were likable. I didn't care for what was really going on in the story-wise. It was a little bit interesting, but at the same time, at the end of the second episode, I was like, I don't want to watch a third one.
So it's drop. Last one we're going to talk about is Lost Village, and I will actually keep to my rules, and here's your 5 words. Way too many fucking characters. If you want more than that, watch a couple episodes. And at the end, I think of Ep 4, they finally introduce and show the visual of the supernatural element within the series, and I was intrigued. But just to get there, I was like, dude. And I mentioned it in the previous video when we saw the trailers. I was like, you have 28 characters. Do not do something with all of them.
Don't get lost
and they
in the
did.
characters. They
really did. 18 minutes, I think in Ep 3 or 4. 18 minutes, they were just in one room talking. Nope. Maybe later.
Next category is going to be what we call hanging in there. Stuff. We're still watching a few more episodes to see if we're going to watch it all the way through.
Yeah. First one up is, and you thought there was girls online?
And you thought there was never a girl online.
There you go.
I was actually surprised. I watched a good 4 episodes of this. At first I thought it was very cookie cutter. And you do see some character types that are cookie cutter, but the show isn't. It's about these people who play online games. They play free MMORPGs. And there's one girl that they play with who can't separate real life from the game life. She calls people in real life by their game character names.
Yeah, I can see how
she starts blending it.
Yeah, well, I can see how that premise is cool and how that character can be super fucking annoying really quick.
She can be annoying.
No.
She can be annoying at times, but they do some cool things with the characters. They throw jokes at each other all the time. That's kind of what I like about it. The group dynamic. They rag on each other all the time in all the episodes, so it's pretty cool.
Next one up is Flying Witch. So, my overall impression of Flying Witch, I gave it a good 5 eps. And what I really like, it's really refreshing.
It's so refreshing.
It's really different. It's a slice of life with, comedic relief. The main character is a witch, and she's staying with a relative until she's a full-fledged witch, but her parents want her to finish high school. Because in witchhood, 15, you're done, but she has to finish high school. I'm like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Her family members, some of them don't know she's a witch, and they find out.
I love the setting.
Yes, the setting's cool.
It's great.
And even though it's a supernatural, it's not supernatural.
It's very slowly introduced. You get one element at a time each episode.
Yeah. The issue I have with it, though, is it's really riding the line between refreshing and calm and laid back, and then boring. It can cross it within the episode.
It's almost too much of a slice of life.
Yeah, it can go back and forth within an episode. Oh man, this is boring. Oh, that's funny. And I'm like, I don't know. So we'll see how it goes.
Next on the list is going to be Kumamiko. As I expected, even though the art style is very simple, this show's great. It's such a it's. I need to see more episodes to verify it, but man, I laughed a lot in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah,
it has a
it's
few
pretty
slow spots in the episodes, but they hit you with the comedy. The characters are really cool. I want to see more though and see if it keeps consistency with the comedy.
So for the last 2 on the list, I'm kind of going to talk about them at the same time because they're semi-comparable in which these are the school-based comedies for this season. It's Tanaka-kun and some like he's listless all the time. And then have you heard Sakamoto-kun? Yeah, have you heard Sakamoto-kun? So Tanaka-kun's funny because the main character is literally just always listless, and you see him and you see like his bro just kind of literally drag him along throughout the day just to get him to do stuff. And you know, I mean, there's nothing like super outrageous happening, whereas in Sakamoto-kun, I feel like it's more of a faster paced one, and he's so flamboyant and outrageous and just nonsensical with the things he does, but he makes it look so cool, and how he makes women and guys in the school jealous of him. So I feel a person can kind of flip-flop and decide on their own which one they like better, or you can watch both of them. Yeah. So I mean, I watch, you know, like 3 to 4 of both of them, and I don't feel the need to watch it every week. You know,
it doesn't have you.
Yeah, I'll let like watch it. An ep or 2 pile up, and then I'll watch them. So next up is going to be the to watch later. So these aren't really like drop or bad in a sense. It's just kind of, there's so much going on this season, and we really like these, but we don't have time for these right now.
Don't have time. Gonna put it into the queue, and hopefully it doesn't get lost in the void.
Hopefully.
First on the list is gonna be Twin Star Exorcists.
Okay.
I actually like a lot of what this show was doing. I don't know if you remember the trailer. It was like really stylish, and I was very reluctant because it's Studio Parrot.
Yep.
And we know how I feel about Studio Parrot. But nonetheless, like the show's doing cool things. Like they're fighting evil spirits, they're exorcising evil spirits. Excuse me. They're using like talismans and enhancing weapons and fighting like giant spider creatures and stuff. So they're doing cool stuff. There's some tropes.
Yeah, I saw some tropes.
Yeah, there's some tropes. So I'm like,
What I thought was interesting is it's a fantasy supernatural. Our style is really more of a shonen-esque drive to it, so that's kind of a cool kind of hybrid. I mean, I know other shows have done it in the past, just this one's more distinct with its art style. Like
yes.
The way it looks.
I like it though. Yeah, it's cool art style, so I definitely want to come back to it. And I think this was probably something that's a little better watched all at once instead of as a weekly.
Yeah. Next one up is going to be Bungo's Stray Dogs. So this one might be another one where I just want to sit down and knock it out. I like this one because it has interesting characters. Like I was telling you off camera though, this is like fan fiction, just raw material. Just the way that the characters are drawn and stylized, and the tropes behind it. Like this is more tropey than some other group dynamic shows I'm watching right now. So that's the thing that kind of throws me off. But I really like the supernatural element in this. It's not like as far-fetched as Twin Star, but pretty much you have these people and they work for a special agency, and they'll like either hunt down people with supernatural abilities, whether they're good or bad, or try to bring them into the agency. So you meet the main character, and he's an orphan, and he doesn't realize he has ability until he's confronted with kind of like the ace of the group. But this ace, his trope is like he's really laid back ace, but when it's time to be the ace, he's freaking ace. And then you have like the big brother of the group. So and their president's kind of like the super withdrawn, but he knows everything that's happening at all times. I'm like, yo, whatever, dude. So yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely not. I wouldn't say it's great at all. So we'll see how that one goes.
Next on the list is going to be Big Order. This is, I think, is another show that I want to watch it all at once. This is the same creator of Future Diary.
Yep.
And it has a lot of that feel Future Diary had to it. What's really keeping me intrigued is, essentially in the very first episode, first like 2 minutes, there's like some flying lady thing that asks you what one wish you would have, and whatever you wish for, you got that as a superpower. That's essentially the premise for the world.
Cool.
Somebody got a power and he broke the world with it.
Nice.
So the cool part that's keeping me interested is the new characters that come in and what power they have. I want to keep seeing that and see how that interacts with the main character who has a pretty OP. He has a pretty OP power.
Yeah.
So I'd rather watch that all at once. I think so. I should come back to this later.
Now we're jumping into the goods, and like the actual good shows.
These are good shows. You should watch these.
First one up, Bakuon.
Bakuon, yo. This is such a refreshing show.
Yeah, I would say that.
You do see this a little bit in a lot of shows. It is moe. It does have that feel. It does have that going on. But it is very much like Heian. There's a great group dynamic that they have going on.
Yes, this is a good group dynamic.
Which seems to be a trend for this season.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great show. They're all getting into motorcycles, motorbikes.
Yeah. So these girls are out of high school and they joining, the current motorcycle club, which when they join, I think there's only 2 people in it. And their president never talks and never takes off her helmet. And they're all girls. So, I mean, it's cool. You see how they interact and how they, I guess, cope with each other. And some of them will bicker back and forth on different models of bikes.
Which bike is better than the other? It's great.
So, and then when you bring in new characters and some of them are just super weird and they're playing chicken and racing against each other, but it's funny at the same time.
Yeah, it's funny. It's enjoyable. The characters are relatable. I like it.
It's lighthearted style too.
All right, next on the list is going to be Joker Game.
Hell yeah. I think this is a good show. All right. I'm saying that right now. Because Manny's on the fence about this one. And I'll tell you why he is, because it's episodic.
It is episodic.
So,
the first 2 episodes go together, but after that, it's a random episode following one of the people you've met in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, so pretty much Joker Game, you're watching a espionage group, which is, I just realized, it's all dudes like either in their late 20s or early 30s or something like that. So it's an alternate history, fictional Japan, and it's between world wars, and you're just seeing these spies who've gone through this rigorous training do spy things in different countries, and I kind of like that because each episode is its own mission.
Yeah.
So if you're okay with that, I say watch it. I say watch it nonetheless.
I would still tell you to watch it. Each episode is dope. Like, each episode is very well done. It's smart. The characters are cool. I just don't like that character's gone after the episode.
Well, it might make a full circle by that.
So yeah, I'm hoping that by the end of the show, when it all wraps up, we kind of see everything come together.
Last one on our good list is Trigger has yet to disappoint.
Maybe?
They haven't pulled the trigger yet. Kiznaiver. So I like this. This is another group dynamic show. And what really still has me, like I was telling Manny, I feel like this one kind of fell into the good category from like on the fence. Like it just like tripped into it. And I really like the art style. It has that Trigger-esque art style, but this is more grounded. It's not eccentric like Kill La Kill was. I like the characters. Each character is very, very different.
Yeah, I like the characters.
They're putting a lot of time into these characters, and if you watch any of the promotional videos, you'll see each voice actor talk about like each of their characters. So there's a lot of time into the core of the characters.
Yeah, they put a lot.
But that's kind of like the thing of the show. Like
it's a very character-driven show.
Yeah. So Ep 1, they all go through some type of experiment, and pretty much they all share pain, and all the pain is shared equally amongst like 5 people. And I'm like, okay, how's that? What are you gonna do with that? And then you start seeing them do more with that, and I'm like, okay, this is still cool.
Yeah.
So I think it's good.
Yeah, watch it.
Last part, the great list. We actually had to make a great list this time.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen anything else of this video, jump right here where you can start. If you 100% watch these this season. First one on the great list.
ReZero, starting life in another world.
This probably is the best fantasy this season. Oof. It's hard to say this year.
Maybe this year.
This year is young still.
The year is still young. I agree. We still got 2 more seasons to go, but
reasons we love ReZero. Self-aware main character.
Yes.
This dude, Subaru, his name's Subaru, he's so self-aware.
Well, not only that, he's not dumb.
Yes, he's not
Not
dumb.
only is he self-aware, like he's actually intelligent, and I love that. I get it's easier to tell a story to the audience with a dumb character because you can explain it for everybody. They didn't need to do that here. They don't really hold your hand. When he doesn't know, you don't know. When he does know, you do know.
Literally, no one's holding his hand in this.
No.
So pretty much this is a fantasy, and Subaru gets transported to another world. And pretty much as soon as he gets there, he's like, "Yo, I'm in another world. What's up? Where's my antagonist, like, or protagonist? You know, like bouts."
Yeah,
He's like, "I got a bag of chips and stuff. I need better stuff than this. Where's the magical girl that summoned me?" So that's the cool part about him.
Mm-hmm.
And then also that he's so willing to just learn and adapt further. Like,
yes.
he accepts everything. He didn't whine or bitch or moan. He's like, "Cool, let's do this."
Yep. Next on the list should be no surprise to anybody. Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress.
It might be a surprise, but you can only watch this on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Or illegal stream or torrent, so.
That aside, this show's freaking awesome.
It's better than Attack on Titan.
He said it.
I said it.
I agree. No, legitimately, the main character, he is so cool. Like,
Oh yeah, Ikuma, the steamsmith, dude. He's like a low rank dude. Like, he's just, they have him clean to filth off this freaking zombie railing train. They're like, "You're scum, you're whatever," and he's super intelligent and he's such a cool character.
well, he got so much done in one episode. That's what
So much
really
done.
got me in this show. Like, so much happened in the first episode. I was so invested.
It was great because episode 1, they introduced the issue at hand. They introduced pretty much the main character, the main character's issue that happens to him. I'm not trying to spoil it. How he remedies the situation. 2 situations in the first ep.
Yeah.
They introduced the main OP women, and for some reason, like, all the young girls in this show are ridiculous. Like, the older guy with dual swords. Nah, he got taken out. The 14, 12-year-old looking girl just knocking people. I was like, what? This is awesome. This is dope. And it's a steampunk fantasy world.
Yes.
The Kabes, they're like this vampire ghoul-esque things that people turn into when they're affected. But they're like legitimately scary. The way they move.
Well, it seems like they're intelligent
They're
too.
intelligent. That's what's
like,
cool
they
about
have
this.
weapons and stuff. I'm like, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Jumping into the diamond this season, My Hero Academia. Because I'm not going to say the Japanese name, so stop.
Yo, I freaking love this show so
This
much.
is dope. This might be a long-running shonen.
It might be. I'm curious how far they'll go with it into the manga. I know the manga's not that far along where they can go super, super far.
Yeah.
So hopefully they don't do any fillers or anything. We might get a nice 26 out of it, though, and wait for another season. Either way, this show's awesome.
I feel like there's so much hype out there for a very good reason for the show. A lot of people have seen it, either via Funimation or Hulu.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not on Crunchyroll. And if just watch it. Like, I won't even be mad if you illegally watch this. I always promote legal stream, but you need to watch this show. It is so freaking cool. The characters are so cool. The comedic moments are so funny.
What I really like, too, is it's superheroes.
It's superhero.
But they do such a different take on superheroes. This is completely new. It's not Marvel. It's not DC.
It's anime superheroes.
It's not what One Punch Man did either. This is different.
Yeah, he wasn't a superhero. Whatever. I said it. He wasn't a superhero.
It's completely different. The characters are likable. The characters are relatable. Great show. Watch it.
And lastly, the show no one is watching because it's pretty much impossible to find.
It's hard to find.
Kuromukuro.
Kuromukuro.
This is a mech sci-fi, and this is a really dope mech sci-fi.
This is a great freaking show.
So if those 2 tags appeal to you, find this show.
You guys know I don't do a lot of big mech shows.
That's true.
I'm watching the crap out of this.
This is dope.
This is so good. It's mech samurais.
Yes, it's mech samurais.
It's mech samurais.
Like, they have swords. All of them.
It's mech samurais.
Most of them. So yeah, watch this. You have a samurai who wakes up. He was frozen in some goo or whatever for years, and they show all this Ep 1, Kanosuke Oma, and he's like, "Where's the princess? I need to protect the princess. I'm gonna get in this giant mech because the demons are outside, and the demons just land on Earth, and they're just these mechs that no one has ever seen before, and all of a sudden this awoken samurai who was frozen for possibly centuries is like, I'm gonna fight that mech with my sword. He wasn't even in a mech yet, and he's fighting mech. I'm like, this is great.
This is awesome. So good.
No one's streaming it.
So good. Yeah, it's not anywhere yet. We had to go to Blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's worth it. The show's great.
Watch it. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this possibly semi-long episode of Let's Talk Anime Spring 2016, what you should still be watching. Because that title itself is long.
Go ahead and give us a like if you liked the video, or give us a thumbs down if you didn't. Leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you're still watching from this season and what you would like other people to watch. And of course, share this out with your friends so they know what they should still be watching for this anime season. And subscribe if you're not a subscriber. You'll get all the updates to the Black Star anime videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Kush, I'm too blazed. Rappers fake like toupees. Richie Branson kill 'em like that spirit shot from UK. I'm just trying to take a trip to Tokyo for 2 days and come back with nothing but sake bottles in my suitcase. Typical rapper trying to get drunk like Ralph during a trip to Tapas. I'm like Spike Spiegel on a mic, pretty dapper, kicking ass like a kung